welcome everyone to another edition of Play It Through, and on this edition is Mega Man Legends, brought to us by Capcom. Mega Man Legends is a whole new game in the Mega Man universe, with whole new characters and a new setting overall. With many top franchises due to the Sega Saturn, PlayStation 1, and Nintendo 64 going 3D, this was Capcom's opportunity and the first chance it took to change Mega Man into a 3D type game. They created a whole new universe, whole new style of gameplay for Mega Man, and really reinvented the character. While the series has never been extremely popular, it did spawn a sequel, a spin-off, and a port over to the Nintendo 64, with more recently being a new version for the Nintendo 3DS that unfortunately has been cancelled as of this video. However, a very strong fanbase is currently trying to change Capcom's mind. Here we go with Mega Man Legends for the PlayStation 1.
In a world covered by endless water, people are forced to eke out a living on the small patches of land that remain above the sea. The people of this world rely on ancient technology driven by quantum refractors, a powerful energy source. These refractors lie in ancient ruins underground and in the sea, and are sought out by explorers called diggers. These brave explorers are the sole source of refractor energy, which has become a cornerstone of the emerging civilizations. Originally, this was the diggers' only purpose, to find refractors so that civilization might endure. However, over the years, the story of a fabulous treasure, the legendary Mother Lode, began to be whispered among the diggers. The Mother Lode, a treasure so great that if it were discovered, it would provide so much power that the world never need fear running out of energy. Seeking this Mother Lode, diggers travel from one island to another in their flying machines, ever hoping that they'll find what they seek just over the horizon. Hope, despair, charity, greed, duty, power. Who can say what truly motivates the diggers?
After our opening introduction to the game, we then get to our main title screen, where we can start a new game, load an old one, or go to the options menu, which I'm doing here. Changing turns and directional buttons, and free look over to normal instead of reverse. Being a 3D game, control is everything, and while this game does have camera issues, as well as some 3D control issues, however, once you get the hang of the controls, Mega Man Legends ends up being a great experience for the PlayStation. After we start the game, we're already inside the first dungeon of the game.
Here we go!
Mega Man? Mega Man? Mega Man? Can you hear me?
Just barely. The transmission isn't too clear.
I got worried because the transmission got cut off suddenly.
I'm okay. I think this is the last door. Whoa! It's still active! The reactor's still running!
Great! What about the refractor?
It's here! It's a big one, too!
All right, now maybe we can finally get some money. Be careful.
Phew.
Don't count your chickens yet. I'm picking something up on my screen. Looks like a Reaver bot. You'd better get out of there. Come on.
Right. If you see anything, let me know. Here we go!
When you first get control of Mega Man, you start off by moving down this hallway, and then you're going to start getting little bits of tutorial along the way to try to help you out and figure out the controls a bit better.
It looks like a small one. You should be able to take it down with your buster gun.
Throughout this run of the game, this isn't going to be a perfect run, and we're not going to do every single thing there is to do in the game. We're mainly going to be playing through the main storyline of the game and getting to the ending. We will be collecting some items along the way, as well as showing a few secrets here and there, but overall it'll be a pretty straightforward run. And while we are skipping some stuff, there really isn't a ton of side quests here to do in Mega Man Legends, so we really aren't missing out on too much from the gameplay.
There's something right in front of you.
Your main enemies in Mega Man Legends are the Reaver bots. These robots infest every dungeon and will immediately try to attack you once you enter. One of the main goals of the game is actually trying to figure out why they're all awake all of a sudden in all the dungeons of the game. Mega Man Legend uses an item system for you to be able to upgrade your weaponry in the game. There's also a money system so you can buy different items.
Looks like a Reaver bot.
Finding secret items as well as using your money to its maximum potential is pretty much key in order to get the best equipment for Mega Man throughout the title.
Mega Man, I'm picking up a Reaver bot. He's above you. Watch out.
Over here, enter into this room and then jump up and you'll see these two towers to the left and right. Go over to them and kick them both down in order to get rid of the force field. Once the force field has been gotten rid of, you can enter that area and then go to the treasure chest over here. Be sure to open it up because it ends up giving you a Power Razor. The Power Razor is one of the many Mega Buster parts in the game, and we'll be immediately equipping it after we get done with the dialogue here. All you have to do is go into your menu and then you can equip it, but we're also going to grab ourselves some Zenny first. In here you can go to your Buster parts, equip, and then select the Power Razor in one of the two slots we have available. As you can see, it pretty much greatly increased our attack power.
Mega Man, I'm showing a large blip.
After leaving that room, go over to this door and you'll have a small cutscene, and then it'll be time for the first boss battle of the game.
Mega Man, can you hear me? I'm losing you. The transmission's breaking.
Wolf? Are you alright? Can you hear me?
This battle is pretty easy, but without a handle on the controls first, this can take a little bit of time. Run around the room and just watch out for his giant club every time he tries to swing it down. While he's focusing on swinging down that club, that'll give you plenty of opportunity to launch some shots against him. Just keep running around a big circle around him, firing as you do so, and you should be able to easily drain all his health and defeat him, and then we have a large cutscene before we get control of Mega Man again.
Look at that sky. Well, that's a have to say it after being underground for so long. I wonder where Roll went. No way. Back for more?
See ya.
Phew. Nice timing, Roll.
Anytime, Mega Man. I'm sorry, Mega Man. I had some engine problems, and...
It's okay, Roll. But I'm glad you showed up when you did.
All's well that ends well, right? And we were able to get a refractor. We should be able to get by with that for a while. If only the mother lode were as easy to find as this.
Don't worry. We'll find it someday. And your parents, too.
Thanks. I know we will.
Oh, the engine's overheating. The smoke's so thick I can barely see.
What? I guess the flutter's in worse shape than I thought.
Oh, the number 5 meter's going crazy. She can't take much more of this.
Gramps, can you open up the number 11 valve again?
Got it.
We'd better find some place to sit down. Mega Man, check the map.
There's an island called Kattlelox about 100 miles southwest.
Good! Check!
I can't do much more by myself down here. Can somebody give me a hand?
Sorry, Gramps, but my hands are a little full right now.
Roll! I see it! Land ho!
Come on, hold together. Just a little bit more. Hold on, I'm taking her down.
Right. Looks like we made it. This looks pretty bad. I don't think it'll be safe to set foot in here for quite a while.
We've been pushing her so hard. Haven't been taking good enough care of her. We'll just have to fix her up.
Looks like the repairs aren't going to be finished anytime soon. We'll be here for a while, I guess. This island, what do you call it, Mega Man? Kattlelox? Must have a town or a city somewhere. Think you could go take a look around?
After really being introduced to the other characters in the game, including Roll, who's not related to Mega Man in this game, along with Barrel, who is Roll's grandfather. Roll's whole disposition in the game is trying to find out what happened to her father. There's also the monkey named Data, who is pretty secretive and only Mega Man can understand what he says. He's also very important because he's how we save in the game.
Ah, Mega Man! The police saw us crash land and came to check up on us.
Well, you certainly put on quite a show. But it looks like everyone's all right. Let me welcome you to Kattlelox Island. Now, I'd like to ask one of you to come with me to the station.
We need you to fill out some immigration forms so you can get your registration and ID card. You can't enter the city without one.
Don't worry. It won't take very long. While you're waiting, you can spend your time in the shopping arcade next to the city. You don't need an ID card to get in there.
Are you ready to go, Professor?
After having a visit from the cops, we then get control of Mega Man once again, and now we're going to be heading into the main town of the game. Follow the straightforward path around, eventually you'll come to a door with an N on it, this signifying the north entrance into the main town. Once inside here, run over to the right and be sure to investigate this box. Inside it, you'll end up finding a broken cleaner, and this will end up being pretty useful. Then, walk up here and go into the junk shop. Now we'll be introduced to the main seller of the game, and we also find out that she's trying to find her husband. After we get done talking to her, leave outside of her shop. Once back out here, now go back south and go out the entrance we came into. We'll be heading now to that dungeon where her husband is located. While the main story did kind of introduce everything, pretty much our main goal in Mega Man Legends is finding these refractors. They allow energy to be used, and the world can't run unless it has these refractors. It's kind of funny that they're not really regulated, and it's kind of these random treasure hunters are the ones who end up finding and stuff. Inside the first dungeon, run around to the left corner. You'll end up running into some Reaver bots along the way, but you also can tell where you're going because you'll have the husband yelling for help. Be sure to check out this hole in the upper left corner and you'll end up finding a refractor shard. This item ends up giving you 2,600 zenny, which obviously is the money system of Mega Man Legends. Thankfully, we don't have to take out every enemy here. For some added help, just use your lock-on system and you can move around this room and take out all the little worm robots. Once they're taken care of, be sure to collect the zenny they do drop and then jump up here and talk to the husband. After the husband leaves, follow him out by going out the same way we came and go back actually to the shop area. With the refractors that we collect, there's also one refractor known as the Mother Lode, and that's pretty much the goal of every single citizen in the world to try to find. This Mother Lode will actually give infinite energy and it'll never run out, and thus they don't need treasure hunters looking for all the other refractors anymore. Once back in the shopping area, go inside the main shop and talk to the woman here. After a conversation with the wife, exit out of the shop and now go back outside of the rooms where we just were where we saved the husband. When we go out here now, we'll actually have a cutscene with Roll.
Mega Man, were you able to find anything? Oh. If you can't find any parts in town, I guess we'll have to try digging for them ourselves.
That's what the man at the junk store said.
That might take a while. Which means... Huh? Mega Man, what's that? It looks like a weapons upgrade module.
Oh, this? Yeah, the junk store man gave it to me. He said we could use this car to hook it up.
You mean we can use this car? Well, come on then. Let's get it attached right away.
When we make it outside, we find out that Roll has this little junk car that she's working on fixing up, and eventually it will become a main point of the game.
Ready.
However, for now, once inside, we also get a new weapon from Roll, and that is the mines. These mines you can throw on the ground and use them like a typical mine where an enemy will run over them, they'll end up exploding. However, you actually can just launch them directly into an enemy for big damage, and we'll definitely be doing that really soon, actually.
I'll be able to help you out and maybe spot for you if I can get it running again.
Ah, there you are. I've been looking for you so I could give you this. Your citizen's card. Now you'll be able to use the city gates. Of course, there are some gates that can't be opened, but...
Why's that?
Pirates. We've received information that indicates there are some headed this way. So as a precaution, we're evacuating the civilians and locking the gates.
Pirates? Our grandfather is still inside the city. Will he be all right?
Well, I'm sure he's heard the announcements about the pirates. If I see him, I'll make sure he gets to a safe place. If you'll excuse me.
I'm worried about Gramps. I hope he'll be okay.
I'll go look for him. You wait here.
Okay, Mega Man. Be careful.
After the cutscene with Roll and then the police officer, we now have our citizen's card. This card actually allows us to go into the main town of the game. After talking to Roll, I do recommend talking to Data. This time you can actually save if you want to, but in my case I'll just be using the recharge feature that Data offers, completely replenishing all our health. Once back inside the shopping area, run up to the bullies in the top corner. However, when you get close, slow down and just slowly start walking towards them so you can eavesdrop on their conversation. After talking to them, you can then go to the north door. Here we have another cutscene where we're introduced to easily my favorite characters in the game.
Okay, got it? Once the decision's made, there's no turning back. Nothing less than 100%. And remember, it's more than just guns and ships. It's whoever has the most information that wins, right?
Right, we understand.
You need to keep your costs and risks
As low as possible and stay on schedule.
That's right. You've got it. Huh? What are you looking at?
After getting our first real cutscene with Tron Bonne as well as her serve bots, we then get control of Mega Man again. Walk through these buildings and you'll eventually come to this trash can. Be sure to investigate the trash can so you can find a broken motor located inside. Once you have that, go back out to the main road and go through the door to the north here. Once you're out here, walk up and you'll see Tron Bonne standing there. Just go past her for now and go up the giant ramp. Once up this giant ramp, go over towards the mayor's house, which is located over here.
Hey, Mega Man! Come to check up on me, eh? Here, let me introduce you to the mayor of this island, Amelia.
I'm Amelia. Nice to meet you. I'm an old friend of Professor Barrel's. I worked as his assistant for a while I was in school.
It's a small world, isn't it?
To tell you the truth, we've gotten reports that there are some pirates headed this way. I was asking the professor if he might have any idea what they're after.
I'll bet anything they're after the legendary treasure supposedly buried on this island.
There are a lot of stories about the treasure, but no one knows exactly what it is. I thought maybe you might know something about it, Professor.
I've been in the digging business a long time, but I haven't been able to find out anything about this island's treasure except legends and myths. Look, Mega Man, I'll be here for a while talking with Amelia. So why don't you go back and keep an eye on Roll? Tell her not to worry about me, okay?
After that cutscene is over with the mayor, we then get another cutscene with Tron outside, which is one of my favorite cutscenes.
Ah! It's a dog!
What's that all about?
What? What did I ever do to you?
We see Tron is being chased by a local dog. After the cutscene is over with and you gain control of Mega Man, continue over and go back through the south door. Once out here, you'll see to the slight left that the dog has now gotten Tron up a pole.
What are you staring at? I'm not a circus clown or something. Go on, get out of here.
Hey, cut it out! Don't you know you can't treat girls that way? Hey, hold on. Down, boy. Down! Are you alright?
You just mind your own business.
After the cutscene with Tron is over, walk through the buildings or take the road whichever way you like in order to get to the south door. Once back in the shopping area, go to the shop, and now we're actually going to be buying and selling some stuff. In the shop, be sure to buy yourself one of the Power Razors, this time the Power Razor A. Then you can sell off both the broken motor and the broken cleaner. As you can see, we get a large chunk of Zenny for doing so. Once you've done so, exit out of the building. Once you bought the Power Razor, be sure to equip it. Thankfully we can equip both of them, so we'll have a Power Razor and a Power Razor A equipped to us, and as you can see, our attack meter is actually quite long at this point. If you want to mess around, there is a can and a trash can to the right. Kicking that piece of trash into the trash can will actually net you a little bonus. However, the aiming can be a little bit weird and would take me a lot of time sometimes in order to do that, so I won't be messing with it here.
Omega Man!
Outside of the area, we then see Trombone fly off, and then Roll calls us over to her.
Where's Gramps? What? He's talking with the mayor at City Hall? I hope he'll be okay. By the way, did you see those weird-looking ships that just flew past here? I've never seen ones like that before. I wonder whose they are. There goes one. That noise. Sounds like... Oh no! They're attacking the city! Gramps is still in there! Mega Man, I'm going to go make sure he's all right.
After seeing some pretty questionable ships fly overhead, follow Roll into the shopping area and then into the main town.
Hold it right there! You can't go in there! This area's closed off!
Please, officer, let us through. Our grandfather's in there and...
You can't go in either. It's dangerous.
What's happening?
Those pirates have attacked the island, just like they said they would. They're after the treasure that's supposed to be buried here. Enough talk. You have to leave here, now!
Pirates?
They've occupied the gate over there. They're too heavily armed. We can't even get close to them.
Maybe I can do something.
Mega Man, I'm going with you.
No, Roll, it's too dangerous. Let me handle this.
But... All right. You look out for Gramps, okay?
Wait! Are you crazy?
Wait! Where do you think you're going? What can a single boy possibly do?
We're the Bonds! We're pirates! You better watch out for us! We're not gonna let you through. So there! We'll be in big trouble if we let anyone through. Miss Tron will punish us. No way we're gonna give you the key.
After the cutscene, it's now time for a mission. This time we have to destroy the right serve bot in order to find the key. This is really easy though, because it's always the blue one. Once the mission starts, run over to the blue one and we're going to be using those mines we just got from Roll to help us out.
Mission start!
The serve bots will spread apart if you give them the opportunity to, but it still ends up being pretty easy. I recommend running to the right side. You will take some damage, but after delivering a few hits to the serve bot, he'll turn around. When he does that, just run up close to him and launch mines at him until he's destroyed. Be sure to pick up the Zenny and grab yourself the key.
Mission complete!
Miss Tron! We're so sorry. We lost the key.
Oh, what happened this time? I can't take my eyes off you for a second, can I? Just you wait till we get back. You're in a lot of trouble.
Oh, no!
Who was that? Wait, wasn't that the same boy as before? He disabled the Bloom Bears by himself? I don't understand. Whenever I think about him, I get this funny feeling. Oh, forget it! Who cares what this feeling is? It's all his fault! His fault! How dare he! I'll teach him not to mess with me or my kids! Here we go! Feldinot, engage! Oh! Hey, you! Thanks to you, everything's a mess now, isn't it?
Huh? Aren't you the girl who's being chased by that dog?
Shut up! I don't want to hear about that! Do you know what you've done?
Huh?
You're a lot dumber than you look. You should have known better than to pick a fight with the Bonds. Of course, if you agree to become one of my servants, I suppose I could forgive you. What do you say? That way my brother will never have to know about what you did to us.
Join up with pirates? I don't think so.
All right then, forget you. Fine, see if I care. I gave you a chance and you turned it down. Don't come back crying to me later. You're history! You're toast! Just you wait!
Now it's time for the real boss battle of this area. This boss has several attacks, machine gun-like fire which you can run away from going the opposite direction, and then I recommend going left or right in order to dodge the cannonball-like fire. When it puts its two legs together and charges up on the ground, it's going to launch kind of a ground attack at you. Just be sure to be out of the way of that directly in front of him. His other big attack is when you try to get up close to him, he'll start spinning massively, throwing cannonballs everywhere. These bombs can do a lot of damage as well as he can hit you with his legs while spinning. If you have mines left, this is a good opportunity to try to get in close to him with the mines and launch them at him in order to do a great deal of damage. But if you're not able to do that, just keep running back and forth left and right, dodging a majority of his attacks. After we've delivered the last few blows to him and his health meter has been depleted, he's destroyed and we get another cutscene.
I mean...
Not bad. You're stronger than I thought. I'll give you credit for that. Miss Tron! Are you alright?
Get in, quick!
Right. It's not over yet. Don't think you've won. Next time, I won't be so easy on you. I'll make sure you pay for this. Let's go! Roger!
After the cutscene with Tron is over and you have control of Mega Man again, be sure to run up to Data and talk to him first. Be sure to replenish your health and save if you want to. Then go to the door right next to him, which is why we got that key.
Indications are that the mysterious group of pirates will continue its offensive for the foreseeable future. Recapping our top story of the day, at 2 o'clock this afternoon, the city center was attacked by a group of unknown pirates who demanded they be given the keys to the caves and tunnels underneath our island. The mayor has refused to give in to their demands and is currently under siege alone in City Hall. Local police are helpless in front of the power of the pirates' weapons. It may be only a matter of time before City Hall is destroyed. Hopes are rapidly fading as... I've just been handed this update, viewers. It appears that the robots and machines being used to lay siege to the city have been destroyed by a single young boy. And now, that same boy has come through the gate and is heading towards City Hall. Wait! There he is! I can see him! He really is alone! Can this lone hero save the mayor?
Next up is probably the toughest mission so far, and that is defend City Hall. There's robots flying overhead, pretty much dumping these giant trucks down, destroying and ramming into the buildings here. You have to make sure that at least City Hall remains before this mission ends up being over. If City Hall is destroyed, you end up failing the mission. The construction equipment that they use for their main attacks isn't too bad as you fire a bunch of shots at it in order to get rid of it. Your main focus, however, is going to be these guys flying overhead controlled by the surfbots. Try to get in as many shots using your lock-in as possible, but since the aiming can be a little bit tricky at times, especially during this fight with them spinning around, just take your time and get the shots that you can. Try to do your best to focus on the flying machines. However, every so often be sure to run over to the mayor's house so that you can end up taking out the actual construction equipment. Also, of course, if you want to, when taking them out, grab the Zenny that falls from it. The robots will also end up destroying some trees that are in the way, so this will give you an opportunity to focus either on the flying ones or sneak up from behind and take them out while they're taking out some stuff that's not really important.
You there! Those robots are being deployed by a
As the battle
carrier.
progresses,
You should go after
unfortunately
that
you'll start
first
to
if
see
you wanna
the
stop
mayor's
the-
building start to smoke, and when this happens means that damage obviously has been done to it, and after it gets to a certain point, that's when the mission ends up failing. Having the mines at your disposal will help out, but don't use all of them while taking out the construction equipment. While it's not particularly hard to take out all the equipment, but as you can see, I'm definitely having some issues here during it. And it's one of those battles, no matter how many times I do it, I always seem to have a little bit of trouble doing this. Finally, we're able to get a couple of really good shots here on the blue one and do a lot of damage to it. However, as soon as we start focusing on that though, the other things will end up trying to attack the mayor's house. When you finally destroy one of these things though, as you can see, a little Surbot will end up falling out of it as well as you collect some Zenny from it. While the other buildings, it's cool to try to save as many of them as possible. As long as the mayor's building doesn't get taken out, you won't fail the mission. After aiming upwards into the sky, I'm finally able to take out the flying guy here. That eliminates all of them. However, the mission isn't over yet until you then destroy all the rest of the equipment that's just hanging around.
The city hall is catching fire!
Run around the whole map area trying to find all the rest of the construction type equipment that's still hanging around destroying the other random buildings, trees, and so forth. Once you're able to defeat all of them, you'll then move on to the actual boss battle of this mission. We're also introduced to another Bond, this time the youngest of the Bonds. This giant McTool-like robot will fly in overhead, and it's now time to battle him. As soon as his meter appears, start immediately firing and just do little steps forward so you can avoid the giant missiles coming at you. When you get too close to him, he'll use his tongue-like move in order to hit you. When he flies up into the air, do your best to get underneath of him. This is an opportunity to deliver a lot of good hits to him. One dangerous move to look out for is his clap move. When you see him preparing for the clap move, just run underneath him to the other side so you can avoid getting smashed. Just keep delivering those hits while underneath of him, running back and forth, and you should be able to take him out pretty easily. Once he's destroyed, you can sit back and enjoy another cutscene for a little bit.
Are you all right?
What the heck happened to Tron and Bond? They should have been back by now. Oh, those two! No, I told them they were in charge, so I won't worry. I'll let them take care of it themselves. Hey, look at the clock! It's almost time for my favorite show! I almost missed it!
Next story. City Hall was attacked by a mysterious group of assailants this afternoon, but their offensive was beaten back by an equally mysterious young boy, pictured here on screen.
What? What? Who the heck is that blue boy? So Bond was defeated, but what about Tron? This is a potential disaster! We could end up losing a lot of money on this one! Alright, it's obvious that I, Teasel Bond, will have to assume command. Who needs that key anyway? It might take some time, and it might take some money, but who cares? I'll use my ultimate digging machine, the Moral Wolf, to dig up the treasure myself! And I won't let any little blue boy get in my way either! Huh? Wait a sec. Bond's probably okay, but what about Tron?
Mission complete! Mega Man! You did it, Mega Man! Come on, let's go look for Gramps!
Mega Man! Roll! Sorry to give you a scare like that. Don't you worry, though. I'm as healthy as I ever was.
That's a relief. We were worried about you, Gramps.
With your help, we were able to keep those pirates from getting the key to the ruins. Thank you.
Amelia says she'll give us a digger's license as thanks for helping her. Now we'll be able to look for parts to fix the flutter.
I know it's not much, but it's the least I can do for you.
Excuse me. Your Honor, we got a new problem. Those pirates have started digging up the northern forest.
What? They weren't able to get the key, so they must be going after the treasure directly.
I'm amazed they'd go to that much trouble. Even if they are criminals, you've got to admire their persistence.
Who knows what will happen if they get their hands on the treasure? Inspector, I want you to arrest them immediately.
Yes, ma'am.
Wait a minute, Mega Man. I'm going with you. Look, Mega Man. I fixed the car the junk shop owner gave us. I may not have been able to get it fixed in time to help you before, but next time, you can count on me. There goes the inspector and his men off to get the pirates. I wonder if he'll be all right.
If they're using weapons like they did before, the inspector might have some trouble. Not to mention
that the pirates are likely to steal everything if they get there first.
Well, I think I better go help them.
Be careful, Mega Man. I'll wait for you in the car. If you find some parts that you think might be useful, bring them back to me. I'll get them fixed up and attach them for you.
Right. See you later.
Hey, here comes somebody else. He doesn't look like a police officer. Hey, it's that blue guy again. We'll show him, just like we showed that officer. We ain't gonna lose this time.
After getting control of Mega Man once again, we're in a new open field type area with these tanks controlled by servbots. Run around them because they move rather slowly and deliver hits when you can. They take a good amount of shots before you're actually able to destroy them, and once they're done you see the little servbot run off, as well as you can collect some Zenny. In this area, you don't have to destroy all the tanks, so we're really not going to be taking most of them out. Instead, you're just trying to get over to the next area where we have our next big fight. Run along this building and then go to the shack in the back with this trash can. Open up inside for a refractor shard that gives you 200 Zenny. After doing so, follow along the path on the mountain, watching out for the tanks as you do so, and eventually you'll come to an opening. Go inside this opening and go on to the next section. Once out here, we have some more tanks to deal with. Just bypass them all, as you'll be able to run faster than they'll be able to really turn and shoot at you, though you will take a tiny bit of damage maybe. Thing about it is though, right over here is data, so we can recharge our health. We're now in the third area filled with tanks. Just run around them because we have a boss battle right here.
What gives? I dig and I'm still nowhere near the bottom. Maybe we will need that key after all.
Master Diesel, we were beaten. That blue boy is heading this way.
He's coming. All right, everyone, quit digging! Our priority now is to get rid of our little blue friend, all right? Be careful and don't be fooled by his size. He's already beaten Bon and Tron. Let's do it!
Roger!
This is a really tough fight actually. Start off by immediately waiting for a second for the charge and then do a dodge roll over to the left. Once you do that, then immediately start climbing up this area. Once you're up here, aim at the tank, and I recommend taking out this tank before trying to get up there to its platform. Staying over here, you should be able to dodge the attacks from a giant tank in the middle of the area. Once up here, you'll have to wait. Dodge out of the way of his giant fire if he blasts at you, and when he starts going around in a circle again, jump to the hatch behind him. After a few seconds, the hatch will open up. Once that hatch does so, keep launching mines into the open hatch. As you can see, you can do a crap ton of damage there. If you're able to time it and do it correctly, you actually can destroy him right then and there, but if you're not able to, like I wasn't, just climb back up and pretty much do the same thing again, trying to get to the center console on his head, and then blast him when he opens up the hatch behind him. If while standing on here he ends up summoning these little things, just aim at him and take him out with a single shot to get rid of them before they drop on you and end up exploding. Just always keep an eye on him so that if he does his big charge up, you'll be able to do your dodge roll out of the way. Once he opens up, finish him off and enjoy the little cutscene.
Put out the fire! Put it out!
The automated fire extinguishers aren't working.
What? But, it's inconceivable! How could a little punk like that ever defeat me? How much does he think it cost to build that in the first place? I'm gonna get him. If it's the last thing I ever do, I'm gonna get him.
Master Teasel, are you alright? Master Teasel?
Just you wait. Oh, you're mine, Blue Boy. I'll get you.
After now dealing with all three of the Bond siblings, we now get control of Mega Man once again. Once you've done so, start heading back out. After climbing yourself out of the construction zone, walk over here and you'll be talked to by Roll activating some more scene.
Says there's something real important she has to talk with you about. Can you come back here?
Roger. I'll head back to City Hall.
If only we'd known there was someone like him here in the first place. We won't fail next time. We'll ambush him, concentrate our firepower on him. We won't cut him any slack just because we outnumber him. That kid's going down.
Just wait till you see, Teasel. I've got a new robot I've been wanting to build that'll do the trick. That'll teach him.
This time, we get rid of Blue Boy for sure, and get that treasure!
This coffee sure tastes good.
Mega Man, good going! You showed those pirates who's boss!
How can I thank you? You've done so much for us. I hope this will convince those pirates to give up. I'm afraid to think what might happen if they get their hands on the treasure. The legends say a horrible disaster will occur if it's ever unearthed. Even if that's just a myth, lately we've been detecting increased activity underground. The Reaver bots are apparently activating of their own accord. It has me concerned. Maybe there's some truth to those stories about a horrible disaster? I wonder. Mega Man, would you be willing to explore the caves and dungeons on the island and see if you can find anything? You will? Oh, thank you so much. Here, you'll need this. Only the best diggers are able to get a Class A license. The best of the best. With that license, you'll be able to get into the sealed-off sites. The ones those pirates have been trying to break into. I give you my permission to dig in the island's subgates. Just let me know if you find anything that can tell us about the treasure or that disaster that's supposed to happen if the treasure's disturbed. And I hate to mention this, but if while you're digging you find anything of value, It would mean a lot to us if you could donate it to help with the restoration of the city. Thank you again. Be careful.
Once you gain control of Mega Man once again, we now have the permission from the mayor to dig into the subgates, another area of the island with the possible location of their hidden treasure that's located here. Once we get outside the mayor's office, we find that junker that Roll was in has now been completely restored and fixed up. Go inside of it and now talk to Roll. After she explains all the functions she now has in the car, go down to support car and then select the forest. This way you'll instantly be transported over there. When you have control of Mega Man once again in this forest area, start off by going through here and over to the left. Just follow the mountain around and you'll be eventually into another open area. When it opens up, go over to the left past this tree and you'll see a cave in the far background. Just head towards that. Once the woman runs off, then you can enter the cave right next to her. Once inside, you'll run into some more of their Surfbot tanks.
Finish the robots. Okay, everybody, on your toes. Let's show Miss Tron what we can do.
It'll then give you the option to either leave or continue on. Of course, you want to be sure to
I may not
continue
be
on
able
at this
to do
point.
much, but if you get in trouble, get inside the car, okay? I'll get you back to safety. Just a little bit more, Mega Man. We're almost there.
After the vehicle comes to a stop, run around it and then take out the Surfbot tank. We pretty much have to guide the vehicle through this area, so you're going to have to take out all the tanks, as well as the turret-like things that are standing there trying to fire at you as well. Just stay relatively close to the vehicle and just take out anything that it's going to run by. You may not have to take out every single enemy in order for it to get by.
Mega Man, are you alright?
There are a lot of enemies during this section, so just do your best to keep as much health as you can while facing off with all these tanks. Once you destroyed them all though and got to this spot, you'll end up running into this fence. Just stay out of the way and let the vehicle do the work.
Huh? There's a fence? I'm gonna ram it, Mega Man. Stand back!
After you've broken through the fence, walk over to this door and enter it for the next dungeon of the game. Once inside the dungeon, you first start off by going down a large elevator. Once it's landed, work your way over to the right.
Mega Man? I'm picking up high energy readings from close by. It looks like it's a refractor. And a big one, too. Is the refractor shielded? Most high-level refractors are protected in some kind of shield. You'll have to look for the control console and deactivate the shield. Nothing? It looks like the starter's missing.
You'll see that the refractor is guarded, and you won't be able to get rid of the shield for it until you activate the console, but it's missing something. So we pretty much have to go find that item in order to activate the shield here. Walk over here to the left and enter inside this door to enter the next room. Over here, drop down, climb up this ramp, and then jump over to the platform in front of it. Once you do so, go down the hallway to the left and open the next door. In this room, walk forward and take out the robots along the wall. Once you do so, be sure to investigate the hole in the left wall. Inside here we find the old doll. The old doll is one of the side quests of the game. There's 8 total items like the old doll. Those items can be given to a museum and they're put on display. If you are able to find all the items, you end up getting a prism crystal. All the prism crystal is used is to be put together with other items in order to create a weapon known as the shining laser. We won't be getting that item, so I won't be finishing the museum quest in the game. Up here, avoid this green chest for now. We'll be dealing with it a little bit later on as we can't open it yet. Instead, run around and open up this door. Once inside this room, move over to the right and open up this chest. Inside of it, you'll find the spring set. The spring set ends up allowing us to create the jump springs, which allow us to jump higher, so we'll be doing that later on. Over here, check out this hole and you'll find the old bone. The old bone is just another one of those museum items, so we won't be finishing it, but since it's right there, we ended up grabbing it. In this room, use your strafing in order to hit all 3 buttons quickly. Once you do so, a barrier around the corner will be deactivated. So quickly run around the corner so you can end up grabbing this item. If you don't do so, the barrier will reform.
Did you find anything? I'm picking up a faint signal.
Once inside this room, do a giant jump off to the left, hugging the wall. If done correctly, you'll land on this platform. Destroy the robot here, and then grab yourself the next item.
Did you find another starter? That's 2.
We now only need one more starter. Jump over that gap and then walk over here hitting the bridge. This will knock it down so that we can get across. You can destroy the robot for some extra zenny and then go into the door on the same platform. In the next room, just go straight and to the right so you can go up this ramp. In this room, we have to step on these platforms, and as you can see, they break below us. We're supposed to hit the one with the green chest on it. Unfortunately, I make the turn too quickly and end up falling off the platform, so now I have to work my way back around and get back up there. Instead of showing those rooms again, I'm just going to quick edit to get back to where that room was. Now that we're back inside this room, move across and be sure this time we actually step on the platform with the chest. Once it breaks open, it'll start moving along the conveyor belt, which is what we wanted the first time. Then we move over into this room. I actually already did this room, but when I did that edit, you take out some robots and then you can actually check the hole in the wall to find some zenny. So just be sure that you end up doing that when you get here. You then just have to wait here for a while for the conveyor belt to do its business, and eventually the chest will come into the room. When the chest is finally destroyed, you end up grabbing the third and final starter. Now, with the starter in hand, we work our way back to where that console was at the beginning of the dungeon. Once inside that room, just walk up to the console and start activating it by using those starters.
Nothing's happening?
After the cutscene is over with, just head back to the previous room and go back up the elevator. You can then use your item, the walkie-talkie, in order to summon Roll and go right back to her. Once you're talking to Roll, be sure to go down to Item Development and use that option. This will allow her to create the jump springs from the spring set that we ended up getting inside the dungeon. Once you're back outside the vehicle, be sure to go into the menu and go to Special Items and to equip the jump springs that we got. Once we're done with that, go back inside the dungeon. Ride the elevator down, but this time we're going to be going to a separate section. This way we can get some items along the way and pretty much takes us back to the main town of the game. You can see though, with those jump springs, we jump a heck of a lot higher, allowing us to get up here, where we wouldn't have been able to jump up here before. Watch out for some Reaper bots along this room and then go over to this chest, opening it up in order to find the rollerboard. We'll end up having to use that later for another very important item in the game. Destroy these robots and then climb up this ramp. Walk over to this hole in the wall and be sure to investigate it. Inside of it, you'll end up finding another one of those refractor shards, giving us 820 zenny this time around. There's also another hole directly to the left of it, so be sure to check that one out as well. Inside that, you'll find another refractor shard, this time getting a whopping 9,240 zenny. Go down this hallway and hug the wall to the left, being sure to open up this chest to find inside of it 1,180 zenny. Then you can drop down to the room below. Follow the wall around to the left and then be sure to jump up here to find another chest. Inside here, you're going to find the Buster unit. Then work your way back over to the left and use your mines in order to get rid of these boxes. Collect the zenny, of course, that you end up dropping from the boxes that you destroy, and then go through the door behind it. Once through a tight hallway, drop off the grating above and go down to the room below. Once down here, be careful of the Reaver bot that's walking around, and then go through the door on the right side. Inside here, follow the wall around to the left and enter the next door. Once inside here, you'll find the exit. This exit takes you right back out to where that one dungeon exited out from before. As you can see, that was actually the dungeon where we found the husband earlier on in the game. Then head and go through the north door. Here we're going to stop by the shop to do some more buying and selling. First off, start off by buying yourself one of the life gauges if you want. This way you'll have some more health. I'm also going to be buying myself a shield repair, obviously repairing some of the damage that's done to me. Also in the items, be sure to buy yourself a chameleon net. Then go to parts and buy yourself the laser. After doing so, you can exit the shop. Here we're going to equip ourselves with the Buster unit. Get rid of the lesser Power Razor to do so, and then get rid of the other Power Razor in order to pick up the laser item. Once you've done so, head off to the door to the north. Work your way through the town and go through the west door this time around. Once outside here, use the walkie-talkie in order to summon Roll. Just immediately exit once doing so, and now Roll will actually be right where we are. Then go into the door just to the left. Run down the small alleyway and then enter the next door. We're going to be needing to get ourselves a boat, but unfortunately it seems like someone has stolen all the boats. I wonder who that could be. The thing is, though, we just got that big yellow refractor we got earlier, so call Roll and bring it over, and now we can actually use the boat.
Someone's been taking really good care of this boat. There!
Well, do you really think you should be doing that?
Would you look at this engine? Let's see. All we need to do is fix the transformer and the refractor, and it'll be as good as new.
Roll.
And what do you think you're doing,
Huh?
Mega Man, could you hand me a wrench?
Just a sec, Roll.
There we go, all fixed. Whoops. I'm sorry. I don't know what came over me. I just started fixing the ship and...
You really love machines, don't you? I can tell just by looking at your face.
Well, your face. It's covered with grease.
I'm glad I could get someone as pretty as you to fix my boat for me. Tell you what, you can use it anytime you want.
We'll be able to get to the island now.
That's great! Let me know when you want to go out to the island. I'll pilot the boat for you. See you later.
Okay.
After the cutscene, we can then walk over to the boat and actually activate it and call Roll. Now we'll actually jump on the ship and it's time for a new mission.
showing up on the sonar. Keep an eye out, Mega Man. I knew it. They're here. Their robots are here.
This mission is pretty much destroying everything and anything that tries to come at your ship. You have yellow and red ships. The red subs will fire missiles you can destroy, and the yellow ships will also have fire that you can take out. Just do your best to aim and take out all of them while they do so, taking out any other shots you can as well, so you lessen the damage your boat ends up taking. Since the boat controls itself, you're just pretty much circling around and destroying everything around the boat that you can.
Mega Man, ahead!
Eventually, you'll also have to start dealing with some air fire, so be sure to aim up and try to take out them if you want as well.
Mega Man, behind us! Don't relax yet, Mega Man.
Eventually, Roll will talk to you, saying that she's picking up some more stuff on sonar. Basically, you'll have a lot more ships as well as some more of the flying ships going overhead. This mission is relatively long, but thankfully it's not too difficult as long as you're able to actually aim properly, and I highly recommend using the lock-on to do so.
Mega Man, behind us!
Just always keep an eye out on Roll's meter in the upper left corner so you can tell how much more damage can be taken to the ship. As you can see, even with the few shots that we've ended up taking from the other enemies, we really haven't lost too much health yet.
Mega Man, ahead!
Be careful here because you'll end up having 4 ships at once. Do your best to take out the one in front, and then focus on the other 3 coming up as well.
That's it, Mega Man, keep it up! Mega Man, behind us!
When we make it to this point, we finally have gotten rid of all the little ships. It's now time to sit back and enjoy a little cutscene before we end up facing off with the actual boss of this level.
Something big coming this way!
I knew our little blue boy'd show up. I figured we'd run into him sooner or later if we waited here. Slow ahead!
Slow ahead!
All right, men. Concentrate your fire on the blue boy. Blow him and his little toy boat out of the water.
What? But, Diesel, if we sink his boat, won't the keys go down with it?
Who cares? Once he's out of the way, we can get whatever we want from the mayor, right? We've got to take care of him once and for all. Thanks to him, our plans have been completely ruined. I'm gonna teach him a lesson. All right, men, let's do it.
What's wrong with me? Why should I care if that little brat dies? I shouldn't. I really shouldn't.
Thankfully, we still have about half health with Roll. This giant robot can be a bit of a pain. Start off by aiming towards the missiles it starts firing out of its head so you can destroy them before they end up taking out your ship.
We can't fight them head-to-head like this.
You won't be able to do any damage to it at first, so just focus on those missiles.
Mega Man, what should we do? Fight or retreat? Okay, Mega Man, hold on. 'Cause it's gonna get rough.
In order to take this thing out, we're going to have to push it into a small canal. When you get the option to either retreat or fight, be sure to choose fight so that we can continue fighting this thing. Once inside here, it'll just send its small head out at you. Just keep doing like we were before, firing massive amounts of shots at it, taking out all the little missiles it launches out of its head.
Hole in your backside.
Can't shake them. Mega Man, are you alright? You didn't fall off or anything, did you?
Eventually, the thing will resurface once you get back up into open water. Once it does so, you can finally start firing at the back end of it and actually start doing some damage to it and the arms of it.
Why don't they just give up? Aim for their arms and weapons. It's nothing more than a big frog if it can't shoot.
Why aren't they running?
While moving around it, I recommend taking out the two cannons first, then start focusing on its two giant arms.
Shut up! Stop your whining! We still have one weapon, don't we? Boss, all our weapons have been destroyed.
Be quiet already. I didn't want to have to do this, but I'll teach them to mess with the bonds.
It'll then go back to firing missiles out of the head of it. Just aim upwards and fire and destroy all those missiles that it fires out. In the back of it, it starts charging up a giant laser. Just keep firing and focus in on that at this point. Every time you fire at it, it stops it from being able to charge, and as you can see, finally starts depleting its health. Once its health's been depleted, you complete the mission and you get to enjoy a cutscene.
Status report.
This is the engineer reporting. Our engines are completely offline. There's flooding in the main hull. The fuel pumps aren't working. There are fires in blocks 2 and 3. They're being sealed off.
Diesel, I hate to admit it, but she's not gonna last much longer.
Sir, you've got to get out of here.
All hands! Abandon ship!
I'm sorry, Tron, after you went to all the trouble to make us such a magnificent robot. What can I say?
Cheer up, Teasel. Don't worry. We'll go back to the ship and come up with a new plan.
Yeah, that's it. That's the spirit. Thanks, you two. Now, I couldn't have asked for a better brother and sister than you. We'll get that blue boy next time for sure.
I don't understand. Even though he got the better of us again, I don't feel the least bit angry. Why is that?
Once you regain control of Mega Man, I recommend re-putting on the Power Razor A. You'll now be ready for the next dungeon of the game. Talk to the door and it'll open up and we can head inside. Once the elevator gets to the bottom, start off by going to the door in front of it.
Alright, Mega Man, let's get started.
Around this area, just avoid the Reaver bots in general, and walk over to this hole in the wall. Search inside of it, and you'll end up finding yourself another one of those refractor shards, getting 1,240 Zenny. Once again, ignore the Reaver bot, and then just continue down the next hallway, going up a small ramp. Move around this corner, eventually you'll come to a chest, finding yourself the old hover jets. With them, along with the rollerboard we got earlier in the previous dungeon, we now have the two items that we need in order to make up the jet skates, one of the greatest items in the game. Work your way along the hallways and come to this chest, opening up and finding inside the starter key.
What did you find? From these readings, it looks like a starter key. That means there's probably a big refractor in here somewhere.
Finding the starter key pretty much shows that there's going to be another giant refractor down here.
Mega Man, what can you see up there? I'm not picking up anything.
Work your way
on the
underneath the
monitor.
waterfalls to the right here and you'll find another chest. Inside you'll find another starter key. Work your way over here and do a giant jump over. Then you can jump up here and enter the next waterfall area, continue down this long hallway. Just time your jumps correctly so you can make it over and find yourself another chest. Inside here, you'll find another one of the starter keys. Also be sure to check out the hole behind the chest. Inside, you'll find yourself another one of those refractor shards, getting, this time, 5,130 Zenny. Now, in the center of the room, jump up to the big chest on the platform and you'll find yourself the joint plug. What that does is it allows us to create an item that gives us 3 item slots to equip from instead of just 2 that we have right now. Inside here, hug this left wall, watching out for the gator-like Reaver bots that are going to try to attack you. Inside here, run around the giant totem-like thing in the center and just go to the next door.
If I'm reading this right, there's a huge refractor
Inside
there.
here, we'll come to
We
the
should be
big
able to
giant
explode
refractor for
it
this
when
dungeon.
that big.
No alarms or security devices? Be careful, Mega Man. I don't like the looks of this.
However, this time around, it seems like we may have ticked something off. Go back to the previous room and it's time to battle with what we thought was just a giant
Mega
totem.
Man, I'm picking up a Reaverbot signal. It came out of nowhere. It's a big one. The readings are going off the scale.
For this Reaverbot, start off by jumping immediately up at its face, using our jump shoes in order to help us out. When it falls forward, it can hit a pretty good reach, so try to get out of the way when it does that. It'll also do a ground pound that causes a shockwave to go off. Be sure, of course, to also jump over that. Keep firing at its face and you'll see that you'll eventually start doing some damage to it. Just keep your distance from it so that when it does its giant face plant, you'll be able to get away from it and not take too much damage, if any. While it will take a good amount of time to drain all its health, thankfully the battle isn't too bad, especially if we have the items that we currently have equipped. Once he's taken care of course, be sure to grab yourself all the little Zenny shards that it ends up dropping. Once you do that, exit out of the room and now work your way back around the dungeon and head back to the elevator. Enter inside this room and just ignore all the Reaverbots on the right and left side, including the one in the center. In this room, just drop down and do your best to avoid all the little Reaverbots that are going to be along your path as you make your way back to the elevator.
Getting hungry, Mega Man. I made some apricot pie. Are you up for a slice when you get back?
Okay, I'm fresh out of ideas. You know, what bothers me most is that while we're sitting here, he's out there digging up all sorts of stuff.
Calm down, Teasel. You're going to burst. He won't lead us to the treasure. No one will, as long as that big door is still locked. All we have to do is make sure we get rid of him before then. Right? So what if he digs up a few scraps here and there? He can keep that garbage. All we're after is whatever's behind the main gate. Right, Teasel?
You know, you're absolutely right. Then that will be our new plan. We'll wait for him to open the main gate. We'll let him keep whatever he finds until then. He'll see. It'll be the Bonds who have the last laugh in this game.
That's right!
You'll now be back at the dock. You can talk to the guy who suspiciously looks like Dr. Wily and is even named Wily, but then go back into his shop and exit back out the way we came in originally. Once back out here, walk across the alleyway and then go back inside the vehicle with Roll.
Mega Man, could you take care of the refractor?
Okay. Finished. It's ready.
Okay, I'm all done here too. I'm going to fire up the engine, Mega Man. You grab that blue lever there.
Gotcha. This one, right?
Yep, on my mark.
Ready.
Cell switch on. Refractor rotation speed increasing. Engine field generation at 80%. Safety lock check. Initiating countdown. 3, 2, 1. Mega Man, now!
Here goes.
Metastatic field operational. Pair production active. Come on, fly.
We're flying. It worked. You did it, Roll. We're flying. We're flying.
Well, I still have a lot of work left, but we should be able to get around the island at least. And you'll be able to reach that cave now, too. Let me know when you want to start a dig at the cave, and I'll take you there anytime.
This ends up getting our main ship back off the ground, but we're by no means done with this place yet. Instead, go through the door that you start off with in Roll's bedroom. Once you do so, head off to the right and go down the hallway. Go into the next room right next to it. Inside this room, be sure to check out this chest and get yourself the bomb schematic. Then enter this room and chat it up with Beryl for a second. After talking to Beryl, head back to Roll's room and talk to her. Here, give Roll that bomb schematic, so we end up getting that item. Also, keep talking to Roll after getting the Grand Grenade, and then we can make up the other items we got as well. After doing that, go into special weapons and now change out your weapon. Currently we have the splash mines equipped, but we're going to be switching that to the grand grenade. Once you've done so, you can exit out of this area. Be sure to equip the jet skates once you're back out into the main menu, so now we can actually move a heck of a lot faster. Once here, continue talking to Roll, and now go down and say you want to go to the subgate.
Up and away!
You'll now be on the elevator, and it's time for the next dungeon of the game.
I've never seen a sight like this before.
When you enter the room, drop down the giant hole. Below is where you'll actually find where the elevator is located. Then go into the door just to the upper right of where you are.
I can't get any readings of that room, Mega Man. My monitor's completely blank. Take a look around and let me know what you see. It's my guess the power's out in that room. Can you see a switch anywhere?
I don't see any switches, but there's some writing here. Let's see. It says, Operations Room 2. Emergency system activation requires direct password input from Eden or the insertion of 3 level 2 or higher prototype Anthro unit ID cards.
What's a prototype Anthro unit? I've never heard of that before. Well, whatever that is, you need 3 ID cards, right? If we're lucky, you'll be able to find them inside there.
After finding out that we pretty much are going to need other stuff in order to activate this console, you can then leave the room. Once back out in the elevator room, go across the room and go into the opposite door. You can battle the Reaver bots here if you like, but pretty much we're just going to ignore them and run through into the next room and then immediately into the next door. Run over here and be sure to open up this chest, and inside you'll find the guidance unit. The guidance unit allows us to create the active buster. The active buster pretty much gives us like a homing-like attack to our weapon. It's definitely a really powerful attack. Then run over here and check out this wall to find another refractor shard, this time giving us 1,200 zenny. If you run around the corner, you'll find another one of the holes and another refractor shard, giving us 1840 zenny. Jump on top of these boxes, watch out for the Reaver bot, and then open up the chest behind it. This time you'll find the ID card.
Did you find something, Mega Man?
I think I found an ID card.
Good going.
After grabbing yourself the ID card, go in this room instead of going back to the control room. Long rooms like this is a great place to show off our new jet skates that we picked up. Use them to go all the way down this giant ramp and go through this door. Run over to the generator and use the activate button.
That looks like the generator you've been looking for. Can you get it to work? All right! You should be able to get the elevator to work now.
By doing so, we now have actual access to the elevator we found earlier. Then, run over here and grab another ID card from this chest. You can then use your jet skates in this room once again to go right up the ramp and then up the following ramp in order to get to the door up here. Take out this large Reaver bot on the ceiling, you can get a good amount of Zenny for destroying him. After taking out a few of them if you want, jump up through the hole in the platform and you can get up to the next platform above you.
Hey, Mega Man. Have you ever wondered where the Reaver bots came from? I mean, who made them and why? You know, we go around doing digs all over.
Use this elevator and you have a little bit of dialogue as you make your way down.
It's almost like stealing. Mega Man! I'm picking up 3 Reaver bots close by. Watch out!
Now it's time for another boss battle. You have 3 big Reaver bots, all of which have their own health bar. The easiest way for this battle, in my opinion, since they pretty much have flamethrowers they're going to be trying to hit you with, is just running around in a giant circle, firing consistently. If you keep running in the circle, the chances of them being able to actually hit you are pretty slim. So just keep using this strategy and you should be able to slowly drain their health. It'll take a little bit, but they will go down. After all 3 have been defeated, try to do your best to pick up as much Zenny that they drop as possible.
Think it's safe.
In the next room, just run along the edge and enter the first way you can. When you go down here, be sure to open up the chest. Inside, you'll find the 3rd ID card. We now have all 3 of the ID cards, so we're going to be going back to that main reactor control panel we found earlier. Use your jet skates as much as possible to try to speed your way through this area. Once you make it back into the room with the panel, just walk up and activate the ID panel.
it's activated like that. But how come I can read these ancient letters?
After the cutscene, you'll have control of Mega Man once again. Just exit out of the previous room and then go to the elevator and ride it up. After you ride up the first elevator, go through the door and then use the next elevator in order to get back to the surface. Be sure to talk the role and data here, replenishing your health, as well as talking to her so you can get the active buster. I do recommend actually using the active buster. It's one of the best weapons in the game and will definitely help you out. We also have the ability with our Zenny to increase its attack power, so I recommend doing that if you can. Here we're going to be increasing the amount of energy it has, as well as its amount of attack. After that, tell Roll you want to go back to the Cardon Forest.
Okay, Mega Man, hold on. Lift off!
It's the bonds.
Now that he's opened the main gate for us, we don't need to keep him around any longer. Time to blow him and that ship of his to Kingdom Come! All board cannons, prepare to fire! Fire!
We don't stand a chance out here. We'll have to try and hide in the clouds.
Cease fire!
They're trying to lose us in the clouds. After them! That little ship's faster than she looks. Launch the Drox! Don't let him get away! Let's see you escape this time.
I'm picking up a large number of little ships closing in on us. Mega Man, can you take them out?
No problem, Roll.
Now it's time to battle the giant aircraft, the Gessleschaft.
Mission start!
When the battle begins, to stand still and launch out those new homing missiles we got in order to take out the little robots in front of the ship. After they've been destroyed, just wait a few seconds for the ship to come closer and a cutscene will happen.
Roll, they're right on top of us.
I'm on it, Mega Man. Here we go!
Impossible! They shot down all the Drox! But they bought us enough time to catch up with Blue Boy there! Huh? Where'd they go? They're gone!
Diesel! They're underneath us! They're right below the Gessleschaft!
Underneath? They couldn't have! They must have discovered our weak spot! Battle stations! It looks like they're serious. They want to go out fighting, just like cornered rats! On your toes, everyone!
Roger!
Rats? Okay, Mega Man, now it's our turn. Take out their weak points one by one.
After the cutscene, we're told to take out its giant weak points. There's a giant panel on the bottom you'll see pretty much right away. Immediately start firing at that.
Aim for the underside and the engines on their wings.
When it gets in front of you, just stand there and keep firing the best you can to destroy all the bombs it's throwing at you. After the bombs have been destroyed, it'll start panning over to the right or left side. When it gets over here, you can fire at it some more from the cannons and all that are going to be firing at you. It takes a few shots, but you should be able to destroy most of the cannons before they're even able to get a shot off at you.
That's it! Keep it up!
Once they're taken care of, it'll start rising up. Start firing at its wing.
That's it, Mega Man. It's working. Keep it
Then, while it's still rising, immediately start firing at the panel below. If you've done it correctly, you should be able to take out both wing and the bottom at this point. And then when it starts going the other way, start taking out the other wing. After taking out this wing, you'll see that you have pretty much almost all its health taken care of. It'll rise up a bit and try to fire at you with some more of those cannons. Take those out as well, just like we did before.
What? They're still flying? There must be some place we haven't hit yet. Where could it
After all of them have been destroyed, it'll fire out a giant laser from its eyes. Just try to be careful and try to dodge if you can. Staying a little bit far back, and that way you'll actually be able to hit it with missiles and its next shot should miss you. Once you deplete its health though, you can sit back and enjoy the cutscene.
If we're not careful, we'll be caught in the explosion. We've got to get out of here.
Right.
You didn't think you'd be able to take care of us that easily, did you? But they still managed to get me. I can't move my arm. It's up to you, Tron. Get him!
Leave it to me, Teasel. He's gone too far this time. No more playing around.
Unfortunately, this boss battle isn't quite over yet. Start off by firing at the missiles that it launches at you right away so they don't end up hitting you or the ship you're standing on. Then do the same on the other side. It'll then come at you straight up, so just stand in between its wings so you can't get hit by the machine gun fire and launch a few shots at it. It'll then repeat with the missiles, so just do what we did last time. When it goes up into the air preparing for its shot, aim upwards and immediately start firing as fast as possible. If you stand near the edge or away from its machine gun fire and that doesn't hit you, you should be able to launch in a lot of shots. Easily the hardest thing to do is dodge that machine gun fire, but if you're able to get a lot of good shots in. Once you're finally able to get the last shot in, you can once again sit back for another cutscene.
Don't worry your pretty little head over it, Tron. We tried our best, but sometimes your best isn't good enough. We lost fair and square. That's life.
They did eject, didn't they?
I don't think so.
Maybe we should have taken it easier on them.
Maybe.
When you get control of Mega Man, just walk out the door for another scene with Beryl this time. After talking with Beryl, turn around and enter into this door.
Hey, what do you think you're doing?
Whoops.
Get out of here now! Next time, knock before opening the door.
Sorry, Roll.
That cutscene is by no means necessary, but it gives you a good laugh, so I always end up doing it. Then exit out of the ship and be sure to go into your menu and select special items, this time using the walkie-talkie. Everything I'm about to do is actually completely optional, so I'm actually going to be skipping it in just a second. I'm going to be heading back to the Cardon Forest and going back to the main town, that first dungeon we went to where we found the husband. There, I'm going to actually destroy a bunch of Reaver bots and find an unnecessary chest we didn't get earlier, which contains rapid fire. I'm just going to be selling that rapid fire, so there's really no point to it there. I'm then also going to be going back to the other dungeon, that dungeon where we had the conveyor belts and the ice chest. We're going to be going back there and getting some more Zenny that way. Then, after doing all that, then I'm actually going to be continuing on to the game in the main quest. After doing all that, I now will resummon Roll after exiting out of the dungeon, and now I'll actually talk to her and upgrade some of my equipment, which is the reason why I was going and grabbing all that Zenny. Remember, that's completely optional, so it's really up to you if you really want to get the Zenny in order to upgrade your equipment. The main active buster that I'm using now, I actually went back and got enough money so I can make it a rapid fire shot. It took me a little bit to get that much Zenny, and it may not seem worth it, but it'll definitely come in handy as we continue on. Once I've done all that, now head over to the main gate.
Mega Man, be careful. I don't like the look of this place.
Be very careful while jet skating all around these hallways that you avoid all the Reaver bots that are along these paths. Be sure to talk to this hole in the wall because you end up finding 10,000 Zenny located inside.
It's a spiral, and it goes down a long way, too.
When it opens up and you end up in this room, run around and over to this door. Here we can unlock the subgates.
I just pulled should have activated the portals to the living quarters. They should have appeared somewhere on the island. Guess it's time to start looking for them.
After unlocking the subgates, head over and enter this door.
Big. I wonder what it is. Wait! That mark!
Diesel, you better not be eating that entire pizza yourself. Huh? Hey, you! Do you know what happened to us thanks to you? I thought I was going to die! Huh?
You're alive! That's wonderful!
Let go of me! What do you think you're doing? Don't touch me!
What's the holdup, Tron? If you don't hurry up, there's not going to be any pizza left. Huh? You! What are you doing here? Tron! Hurry up, get on board. It's time to activate Bruno.
This robot is my masterpiece. You're welcome to try and stop us. But you won't stand a chance this time. See you!
Wait!
Thanks for waiting, Teasel! Let's go! Everyone ready? We're moving out! Roger!
Miss Tron looks happy.
It's powering up!
Now it's time for another big boss battle. At this point with the Rapid, I'm going to recommend turning off the lock-on. This way we have a better chance of aiming where I would like to. Stand still and dodge out using a big roll in order to avoid his big giant blast he's going to charge up. Anytime he's getting ready to do that big, huge charge-up blast, just be sure to dodge out of the way of it. What you have to do is aim up and hit him in his lower back. If you're able to hit him there, you can see it's his weak point and it does a ton of damage using our special rapid-fire gun. Do your best to keep avoiding his shots, and then keep hitting him in the back when he turns around, and eventually he should blow up and go down.
Huh? Okay, Blue Boy, I must know. What's your name?
Me? My name is Mega Man. Mega Man Volnut.
Mega Man, is it? You know, I've been in this business a long time, but this is the first time anyone's ever given me this much trouble. Yet, it feels good somehow being beaten by you like this. Almost as though I've met my match.
Teasel!
I can face the facts. I lost, you won. I'm gonna try to forget this entire incident. Ah, it feels good to say that. My heart feels as clean as the blue sky on a cloudless day. See you around, Mega Man.
Wait!
Then, does this mean I'll never see him again?
Tron. Once he finds the treasure, we'll wait for our chance and take it from him.
What?
You didn't think I was going to just walk away, did you?
Oh, of course not. Now that's the Teasel I know.
You bet it is. Old Teasel never gives up. I'll get that treasure sooner or later, one way or the other.
Inside this area is a lot of tanks, including little satellite dishes. In order to activate the door and get the next item we need, you have to run around and destroy everything. It'll take a while, but in case you can't find any more of the tanks and you can't find anything, be sure to check the rooftop areas. Eventually you should come along one that has one of those little satellite dishes on it, and you can destroy that, and hopefully that's the last one you're missing and the door will open up. Up here on this roof is the one that took me the longest to find. Eventually I find it and can hit it, and finally open up the door I need to open.
That sounded like a door opening somewhere. I better take a look around.
Once you've done so, be sure to run over here to the giant tower and enter the door. Inside of it, you'll find a big chest.
Got it! I better get back to the surface.
After getting the Watcher key, use your walkie-talkie and summon roll. Since we have enough Zenny now, I'm going to be upgrading the special item of the Active Buster. After that, tell Roll you want to go to the downtown area. Once we're back in town, head over here and enter the subway-like station. This area is exactly like the one we just did with the tanks and all. You're going to have to run around, destroy all the enemies, and make sure that you destroy them all or else the door won't open. It's another good place though. Thankfully though, when destroying them, you can get a good amount of money if you need it.
sounded like a door opening somewhere. I better take a look around.
After everything's been destroyed, you'll hear the door unlock, and then you can enter the big giant tower, once again containing a chest. Be sure to open up the chest, and this time we find the sleeper key.
Just one.
We now only need one more of the keys in order to enter the final dungeon area. Head back to the town and head through the west door. Inside here, though, you'll have a bunch of enemies, including a boss to deal with. This little boss is annoying because he keeps walking around rather slowly, dropping more robots as he does so. However, to do damage to him, you'll have to hit him when his hatch is opened up. This isn't a particularly long battle, but it can take some time because he's consistently dropping more Reaver bots for you to destroy. When you do enough damage to him, a piece of him will break off, and it will then start moving a little bit faster, so it'll be a little bit harder to chase him.
A door opening somewhere. I better take a look around.
After you finally destroy the boss, as well as all the other Reaver bots hanging around, you can enter into the green tower and grab the third and final key. This one is the Dreamer key.
This should be the last key. Now all...
Once you have all the keys, talk to Roll and tell her you want to go to the main gate as it's time for the final dungeon of the game. Inside this main corridor, run around it, avoiding all the enemies as you make your way down the ramps again. When you enter into this room, go over to the door and activate it. It'll then ask you if you want to use each individual key that we have in order to unlock it. Of course we want to, and once you do so, you can enter into it.
What is that supposed to mean? The second door. What is this? It reads... Sleeper. The third door. What does this one say? Dreamer? Well, it should be the last one. What's happening to me? This is the first time I've ever been here, but I feel like I've seen this before. Something is telling me there's danger here, that it shouldn't be opened. It's a man? A person?
Was it you who awoke me? It is somewhat earlier than I had planned, but no matter. Thank you for awakening me. Have we met before? Oh, please forgive me. You are a purifier model, assigned to the direct command of Mother. As I recall, you are designated Mega Man Trigger. Please forgive me. I did not recognize you in your current configuration.
You know me?
You don't remember? Ah, I see. You have suffered memory loss, yes? Then for what purpose have you awakened me? I assume that your reason for coming here is to purge the carbons that have overpropagated during the time I was inactive.
Carbons? Purge? What are you talking about?
According to Urban Military Security Ordinance A10, the number of carbon units is not allowed to increase beyond the pre-specified limit. If this happens, they are to be purged immediately. My observation, if left unattended, the carbons will reproduce indefinitely. Their numbers will grow, polluting the surface world. They can be quite a nuisance.
Carbons? Do you mean the people on the island?
The carbons fit mass population model B. They are unstable, very difficult to control. Perhaps it would be better to simply reinitialize.
Reinitialize? Now, I haven't understood much of what you've been saying, but when you say reinitialize, do you mean no? Huh?
This is quite regrettable. It would be much simpler if I had the assistance of a proficient unit, such as yourself. Once my task is complete, I shall inquire as to the presence of a backup of your memory on Eden. Until then, please remain where you are. Yes, until then.
What? hear that, Diesel?
Yep. Something tells me he's not kidding either. I really think he plans to kill everyone on the island.
Diesel, we've got to do something. We've got to stop him.
That's easier said than done. Besides, do you think we could beat him?
Well, what about Mega Man?
I don't like it, but I can't think of anything better, so... Oh, here's a problem. Hey, Tron! How do you stop this thing?
Oh, this? Like this! Mega Man, are you all right? Thanks for your help.
Come on, hurry up! He's getting away!
Right. It's not over between you and me. I won't forgive you if you die or anything stupid like that, so be careful in there, okay? Right. See you later.
Don't worry, Tron. If anyone can do it, he can.
I know.
After the cutscene with Juno, the final boss of the game, as well as the bonds, you'll then be in a new hallway. Follow it around and work your way around the halls, watching out for the Reaper bots as you do so. Don't worry if you take any damage though, because we will get the heal before we actually face the final boss. Enter through some doors and you'll be in another set of hallways. Once again, watching out for some Reaper bots. Run down this hallway all the way to the end and take the left path. Follow it all the way around, make the next turn, and enter through the next door. Once in here, you'll be up on a small ramp. Talk the data, and he'll give you a little bit more of a speech this time around, but this is your last opportunity to save as well as heal. After doing so, enter to the door, and it's time for the final boss battle of the game.
It appears I miscalculated the odds of your ability to escape that trap. You are, however, too late. Eden was activated as soon as I entered this room. It cannot be deactivated as long as I, the master key of this island, remain here in this control room. All that remains now is to wait for Eden to enter transmission range and send the command to execute the reinitialization of this island. Once that command is received, the 10,000 workers aboard Eden will execute it immediately. My estimates indicate their work will be completed in less than 5 minutes. Now that Eden has been activated, any further interference from you will remain on file, thus tarnishing my operating record. Fortunately, you are suffering from memory loss and fragmentation. Therefore, as keeper of this island, I hereby exercise my prerogative of correctional dispensation.
Prerogative of correctional? What?
Allow me to rephrase. I will exercise my authority to terminate your
Of course, since this is actually the final boss battle of the game, there's going to be multiple forms, and it's not going to be quite easy. Start off with a distance and fire at him a few times, dodging him as he tries to do a giant running dash towards you. He'll then stop and fire some lasers. Be sure to keep running around in a circle to avoid the laser fire that he shoots out with his arms. Eventually he'll start doing an earthquake-like move into the ground itself, causing a little bit of a wave to go around them. Just be sure to be at a far distance from him and jump when he does this so you can avoid the shockwave on the ground, as well as be far enough away that the little dome that appears around him doesn't hit you either.
Ready?
Just like a lot of previous bosses, one of the best strategies for fighting him is going to be running actually in a circle. Most of his attacks will come directly at you, and if you run in a circle, you'll be able to dodge a large amount of them.
Not good enough. How about this? How about this? How was that? Ready? Oh. How was that? Defend yourself. Ready? Give up.
Of course, you can get more powerful weapons in the game, of course, using your Zenny in order to upgrade some of your special weapons, as well as you can find other parts and stuff that we didn't find during the game that have really powerful equipment. However, this is pretty much the quickest way to get through the game, and you can still actually be able to defeat the boss.
How was that? Defend yourself. Ready? Oh, how was that? Defend yourself.
Once you're able to finally drain all his health in his first form, get ready because we still have another form to deal with.
How was that? My. It would appear that I have made an error.
No!
You were nearly successful in terminating my life support subroutine functions. But do not be disappointed. It appears it will take longer than anticipated for Eden to reach its optimal altitude. If you can terminate me before then, you will be able to stop it. Assuming you are capable of deactivating me.
What?
As to be expected, the final form is actually really massive and really powerful, and as long as you did relatively well and ran around in circles for most of the first fight, you should have a large amount of health left.
Are you ready?
Do your best to fire at him a couple of times and then immediately start repeating that circle pattern that we did before. However, while doing this though, he will send flames out in an arcing direction diagonally. This can be hard to dodge, especially with the camera angle, so if you expect it's coming, be sure to jump up into the air. You're actually able to jump up it as long as you have the shoes we have equipped. If he stands still for just a few seconds, be sure to launch some missiles at him and then be sure to dodge out of the way as soon as he starts firing his fireballs at you. He likes to jump into the air a lot, in which case just keep running around and stay near the walls, as he doesn't seem to land anywhere near the walls when he does come down. When he charges up his giant blast, be sure to definitely get out of the way of that, as it'll deal the most damage of any of his attacks. He still has one final really powerful move to deal out though. He'll start doing a giant charge up and launch a laser up into the air. It'll then start raining down on you, so just be sure to keep moving in a circular pattern as he's slamming his hands down firing this laser. If you keep moving, you should be able to dodge it and avoid getting hit by it. This isn't necessarily the easiest fight, but once you're finally able to drain his health, you can sit back and enjoy the ending to Mega Man Legends.
It appears I was in error assuming that a bureaucratic model such as myself would be able to best you in hand-to-hand combat. However, I was successful in keeping you occupied long enough for Eden to achieve optimal altitude before you could interfere. This is Mega Man Juno. Bureaucratic Model 3rd Class. Authorization number 8677. Requesting a reinitialization of this island's systems and a memory backup of its bureaucratic systems.
Stop! Stop it!
If you wish to shoot me, please do not hesitate. My program has already been backed up in Eden's central core. I eagerly await my next activation.
Eden systems ready, awaiting confirmation. Requested backup of bureaucratic model Mega Man Juno complete. Execution of Kattlelox reinitialization program will commence in 100 seconds.
What should I do?
Interrupt command. Priority command rerouted to Purifier First Class Mega Man Trigger. Under suspicion of malfunction, Bureaucratic Model 3rd Class Juno has been deactivated by Mega Man Trigger as per Ordinance 103. Mega Man Trigger hereby requests the indefinite postponement of the previous reinitialization order and the deletion of Bureaucratic Model Juno's backup data. Trigger hereby assumes all bureaucratic authority for the district and will petition Mother for guidance at a future date.
Command reroute acknowledged. Priority given to Purifier First Class's command. Eden resuming standby mode and returning to pre-designated coordinates. Deleting log of Purifier First Class's correspondence as required by security ordinances. Requesting that notification to Mother be carried out by Purifier First Class, present bureaucratic authority, trigger.
Data?
There's nothing to worry about anymore, Mega Man. Everything should return to normal shortly.
Do you know who I am?
I'm your peripheral memory storage device. You originally created me so your memory couldn't be scanned by Mother too. I can't tell you anything yet, but soon I'll be able to tell you everything. What you are, why you lost your memory, your original function, and mission.
Mega Man! Mega Man! Blasted contraption! It's always breaking down at the worst time!
Mega Man, are you all right?
Yep, I'm just fine.
Gramps and I were working on the radio forever, but couldn't get it to work.
Mega Man, you won't believe what we saw! I'm glad these old eyes of mine lasted long enough to see it!
Calm down, Gramps. He's been like this ever since... Huh? Mega Man? Are you all right?
Oh, it's nothing. Really. I'm sorry that I scared you.
You're always running off like that, making me worry myself sick over you.
But somehow, I know you'll always make it back. I have faith in you.
Thanks. See you soon. Data, let's go!
Ready, Mega Man?
Ready.
All right, we're ready to go anytime you are.
Thanks, Roll.
Tell me, do you really have to go so soon? After all you've done for us, please stay a while longer. We haven't had the chance to thank you properly.
Well, it's not that we don't want to stay. It's just that we've got some unfinished business that we've got to take care of. Right?
Yep.
That's right. Besides, now that we've got a refractor for the flutter, it's time for us to go.
If you must go, won't you at least come to town and say goodbye to everyone?
I suppose we should at least say goodbye, eh? Hey, Mega Man, why don't you go? Give him our best.
It would mean so much to everyone.
Go on, Mega Man, and say goodbye to the junkman's wife for me.
Okay, I'm going.
During the ending, before you actually end the game by going to the credits and getting the last scene, you actually get free roam of Mega Man again. In which case, we're actually going to head back to town for just a quick second. You really don't have to do this, but it's a fun little extra of going around. You can actually talk to any of the citizens you want. We'll just run in quickly and talk to the owner of the junk shop. Once you've done that though, just go back to the original crash site where we first started off the game, And now we can actually sit back and enjoy the last little cutscene and the ending credits.
Thank you so much for your help. Take care of yourselves.
Bye. Take care.
Goodbye.
See you later, Amelia.
Goodbye.
After all that, we still didn't find out anything about your mom and dad. Or the motherlode.
Well, it can't be helped. It's not like we meant to come here in the first place, right? But everything worked out in the end, right?
Yeah.
Hey, Mega Man, did something happen while you were underground?
Huh? Yeah, well, not really. Don't worry about it.
Well, I don't know, but... don't ever forget that I'll always believe in you, okay?
Roll!
Mega Man, roll! Look outside! The island!
Mega Man!
Okay.
What is it?
Whoa! Roll left! Left!
Huh? Okay. Hey! Isn't that...
They all came to see us off.
Hey, hey!
Thank you so much!
Thank you! Bye-bye! Good luck! Take care!
I hope those of you at home are watching. Our brave heroes are taking off, heading for new adventures. As you can see, the people of Kattlelox have come out to send them off and wish them well.
Hey, everybody! They were all really nice people. Maybe we'll come back here and see them again.
Yeah.
Okay, setting new course. Here we go!
So there you have Mega Man 1 for the PlayStation 1. Mega Man Legends was actually one of the first PlayStation games I really got to pick up and play. It was one of the first ones I actually owned once I got a hold of the system. Originally, before that, I just had to play all the games over at my friends' houses during the weekend. I ended up falling in love with the game back then and really enjoyed playing through it. It had been a long time since I played it though before I ended up attempting this video, so I'm by no means an expert at the game. Like I mentioned before, there are some side quests and some extra items we didn't go and hunt down during the game. It would give us a little bit better equipment going into that final battle, but with the right strategy, as you can see, we were able to take down the final boss, even without the best equipment in the game. One thing I always found really weird about the game is you defaultly have the normal difficulty, which is what we've just played through. You then unlock hard difficulty by completing the game once, which makes sense. But interestingly enough, after completing the game on the hard difficulty, you then unlock the easy difficulty. I'm not sure if any other games have ever done this before, but this was the first game I ever saw that actually did that.
Oh, you're mine, little boy. I'll get you.
I'm going to fire up the
I also mentioned before that there is a sequel to the game, which actually has become relatively rare for the PlayStation 1, but I definitely highly recommend picking that game up as well, as it's a great sequel. There's also a spin-off, which is actually one of my other favorite PlayStation games, and another one that's unfortunately pretty rare. That game being the Misadventures of Tron Bonne, where you obviously play as Tron Bonne and all her Surfbots, doing various quests, collecting items, and all the such. It has a huge variety of gameplay, so the game ends up never getting dull, and along with the voices of the Surfbots as well as Tron Bonne and the dialogue that ensues throughout the game, is one of my most enjoyable PlayStation experiences. So, if you can find a copy out there, or other means, I definitely recommend checking out the Misadventures of Tron Bonne as well. Honestly, the only version of Mega Man Legends, or anything to do with Legends, I've never really actually sat down and played, is the N64 port of the game. Known as simply just Mega Man 64, it was an updated version with a little bit better control and camera from what I've been told, as well as slight updates I guess to the graphics, but I'm not positive on that. In fact, it's actually the only box complete and sealed game for the N64 I actually currently own. However, maybe one day we'll sit down and we'll actually do a playthrough of that as well, and we can see all the differences between the original and the 64 version.
This is Mega Man Juno, bureaucratic molecule request, authorization number 8677, requesting a reinitialization of this island systems and memory backup of its bureaucratic.
Besides the extra games and all, Tron Bonne herself actually is a playable character in not only Marvel vs. Capcom 2, but also Marvel vs. Capcom 3. So there is still a little love from Capcom for the Mega Man Legends series. Unfortunately, they don't seem to want to actually release Mega Man Legends 3 for the 3DS, which I think would be one of the most stellar titles released for the 3DS as of this point. One thing I find interesting during the credits though is they mention another one of my favorite Capcom games for the PlayStation 1, and that is Breath of Fire 3.
Don't ever forget that I'll always believe in you. Hey, everybody! They were all really nice people. Maybe we'll come back here and see them again.
Yeah.
Okay.
After the credits are over with, you actually get another cutscene before the game is completely over.
Well, there they go. Not a care in the world. Hey, Tron, can't this thing go any faster?
No, it can't. I had to gather up all the spare parts from everything he blew up to build this. That's right! That's right!
We'll just have to rough it until we get to the next island. If we sell what we found, we'll get back what we lost and then some. We'll live like kings! Who would have thought there was such a huge refractor down there, and all we had to do was just wander in and pick it up? I told you we'd have the last laugh!
That's assuming we make it to the next island without sinking. Oh well, at least he's in a good mood.
After that nice little ending cutscene with the Bond family, we then have To Be Continued at the bottom, showcasing that we're going into Mega Man Legends 2, and then we have our Presented by Capcom, our Clear Time, and Thank You for Playing. And with that, that's going to wrap up this edition of Play It Through. I'd like to thank you for watching, and of course, I hope you enjoyed.